So you've definitely heard of the law of attraction, right? But what if I told you that the version most people talk about today is kind of missing the whole point? Today we're going to go back, way back, to the original source. We're talking about the guy who actually coined the term over 100 years ago to uncover a much more practical and honestly a much more powerful way to truly master your own mind.
Right, forget all the cosmic ordering stuff you might have seen. What if the original idea was less about just wishing for things and way more about the inner work? We're about to dive into a real, practical method for taking command of your thoughts and, by doing that, taking command of your reality.
Yeah, we're going all the way back to the 1906 source text. And trust me, this isn't some fluffy, feel-good book. It's a manual. It's a guide for building an iron will, for reprogramming your subconscious, and for changing your inner world so completely that the outside world, well, it has no choice but to change with you.
So what makes this guy's approach so different, so refreshing? Honestly, it's his whole attitude. See, he wasn't trying to be a guru. In fact, he was trying to make sure you didn't need one.
Think about that. In a world full of people trying to get followers, Atkinson says, "I don't want any." A bellwether, by the way, is the lead sheep that guides the entire flock. He's not asking you to follow him, he is demanding that you learn to lead yourself. His entire philosophy is about empowering you to be your own source of strength, your own guide.
So, how did Atkinson know all this stuff actually worked? Well, because he lived it. His own life was the ultimate proof of concept. The man was a walking testament to his own teachings.
I mean, look at this life story. The man went from being a successful lawyer to hitting absolute rock bottom. We're talking a total breakdown. Physically, mentally, financially, he lost everything. But did he give up? No way. He dug into these new thought principles and literally rebuilt his entire life from the inside out. So when he talks about this stuff, it's not just a theory. It's coming from a place of deep personal experience.
So, what was the big secret to his incredible comeback? It all comes down to one simple but totally mind-bending idea. Your thoughts are not just thoughts. They are a real, tangible force, a form of energy that you can actually learn to control and direct. Okay, picture your mind like a powerful radio transmitter. Every single thought, every emotion you have is constantly being broadcast out into the world. And these thought waves, as he calls them, don't just vanish. They travel out and they attract people, situations, and circumstances that are vibrating on the exact same frequency. You're a magnet, and your thoughts, they're the magnetic pull. And here's the kicker, the part that's a little tough to swallow sometimes. This law is completely impartial. It's just like gravity. Gravity doesn't care if you're a good person or a bad person. If you jump off a building, you're going down. Same thing here. The law just responds to your dominant thoughts, which means whether we like it or not, we are 100% responsible for the reality we're creating. So think of it like this. You can only tune in to one of two channels. There's the positive channel, broadcasting courage, confidence, and success. And then there's the negative one, broadcasting fear, weakness, and failure. The really good news, though, you hold the remote. You can change the channel anytime you decide to.
All right, so how do we actually do that? How do we become the masters of our own minds? Well, it all starts with understanding the two key players inside your head. There's the conscious you, and then there's the subconscious you.
The best analogy is this. Your conscious mind is the captain of a ship, and your subconscious mind is the engine room crew. The captain gives the orders, full steam ahead, turn to port, and the crew down below, they just carry out the orders. They don't ask questions. Now, the problem for most of us is that the captain has fallen asleep at the wheel, and the crew is just running the ship based on old, outdated orders.
So here's your three-step plan to take back the helm. Step 1. Wake up the captain. You have to assert that you, your real self, are the one in charge. Step 2. Train the crew. You do this with what he calls auto-suggestion, which is really just giving yourself firm, clear, positive commands until your subconscious accepts them as truth. And finally, step 3. Give new, clear orders. Program that subconscious with the habits and thoughts you actually want.
You see, the real battle isn't with your boss or your circumstances or anything out there. It's right in here. Before you can conquer anything in the world, you have to conquer your own mind. True power isn't about bending the world to your will, it's about bending your own mind to your will.
Ready to become a mental alchemist? This next part is all about what Atkinson calls mental transmutation. It's the art of turning the lead of negative thoughts into the pure gold of positive ones. Let's get into the practical toolkit.
We've all been there, right?
You're stressing about something, and you kind of feel like the anxiety is productive, like it's helping you prepare. Atkinson basically says, no, that's nonsense. Worry is a roadblock. It's a dead end. The real fuel for getting things done isn't a simmering anxiety, it's a burning, focused desire.
And here's the secret to dealing with all those negative states. You can't fight darkness with more darkness. You can't wrestle a shadow. You just have to turn on a light. It's the same with your thoughts. You don't fight fear, you overwhelm it by actively cultivating courage. You basically starve your negative thoughts by feeding their positive opposites.
So here's a practical exercise for you. The very next time you feel fear creeping in, don't try to push it away. That just gives it more power. Instead, I want you to shift your focus entirely. Stand up a little straighter. Think about a time you felt brave, and then take one small, tiny, courageous action. Your goal is to make courage your new mental home base.
Okay, ready for your daily mental workout? Here it is. First, you've got to get crystal clear on your desire. What do you really want? Second, take all that nervous, worried energy and transmute it, channel it into that focused desire. And third, and this is a big one, do one hard thing every single day. Make that phone call you've been avoiding. Clean out that closet. Just do something you don't feel like doing. That's how you build the mental muscle of your will.
And now we come to what I think is Atkinson's most powerful, most memorable idea. It's a metaphor that, once you hear it, might just change how you see everything.
Wow. Just let that sink in for a second. Stop being a moon. Stop passively reflecting the light, the opinions, the fears, the energy of everyone else around you. He's challenging us to get into action and become our own source of light, our own energy, our own reality, a living sun.
And that, right there, is the true secret of the original law of attraction. It was never really about just getting things. It's about becoming someone. It's about building yourself from the inside out into a person who naturally radiates success and joy and strength. Because in the end, the world doesn't give you what you want. It gives you what you are.
So the final question isn't about what you're going to get out of the world. The real question is, what are you going to give to it? What energy will you radiate? Because that choice, as Atkinson taught us, is always, always yours.